everybody. It's Wanetah and Jason, and today we are going to talk to you about three of our favorite tools that you can use with HighLevel to get you up to $10,000 a month in your agency. $10,000 a month seems to be the ticket. That's the number that everybody is looking for. So, we have chosen three tools that we love that are very straightforward and easy. And just by using one of these tools and running one of these services, you can easily, results may vary, easily get to $10,000 a month. Isn't that right, Jason?
That's right. These are three tools that we use personally or have had extensive talks with the founders of these companies. So we'll talk about how we use them, how you can build a business with them, and how easy they are to get set up, and all those things in this video. And I think there's a lot of times that, I mean, there are so many things you can already do with high level, and we've covered that in every angle that we can think of. And we're going to keep coming up with different ways to show you those. But these are some easy add ons that you can plug into high level if you already have a high level business and you're just looking to differentiate yourself, right? Because high level has the same feature set for everyone. So, how can we make our software unique by adding some additional tool that maybe other people aren't offering to make our software special?
Absolutely. Yep.
So, let's get into our first one. And this is one of my favorite ones. These are three of our favorites, but this is one that I've used the longest. So I want to spend some time talking about it. And that is Upex. So I'm going to show you Upex here. And basically, if you don't know what Upex is, a software that allows you to run Facebook and Google ads for your clients. So you can do it as a service. Or it's also a tool that you can do just plug into your high level dashboard and then allow your clients to easily run their own ads with proven templates and proven designs, proven copy, all that stuff. It's really, we call it in our system, we call it easy ads. You can basically white label their service. I'm going to show you all the stuff inside in a moment, but you can use their service, build it into your high level dashboard, and then your clients can log in and run their own ads, which is really cool. So we've talked about two different strategies. Juanita made a good point about how you can offer this as a done for you service, but use UpX behind the scenes and you don't have to do a bunch of work, but you can still charge a lot because you're basically doing the front to end service for the client. Or you can downgrade people to a lower tier where they do it all themselves.
Yeah, this is so easy that I would definitely recommend you offering it as a done for you service because you can get considerably a larger amount of money, right? Per month, if it's a done for you service. But I also recommend you doing that because it's so easy to do. And any of your clients who have no idea what this is, and if they've run a Facebook ad or they've thought of running a Facebook ad or they've heard of other people running a Facebook ad, they're going to think it's a really complex situation because it can be. It really is. Like I literally ran a Facebook ad accidentally once. So I would suggest that you do offer a done for you service because you're about to see how easy this is and it's like a no-brainer. Like even I can do it, okay?
Yeah.
Just very non-techy. So I would offer it that way. And if for some reason your client, you're so successful with them that they have so many leads coming in, they want to stop using you and your service, then you can offer, say, like, hey, you can do a DIY and just use this as a tool. So if they cancel the service, they're still sticking around because you have the tool. Then you can show them how easy it is.
Yep, absolutely. What I love about UpX is that they have a similar pricing tier to high level and that you can grow with them, right? So oftentimes if you're familiar with white labeling or if you've ever tried to do a white label software where you take somebody else's business and basically slap your own logo on it and offer it as your own company, oftentimes they charge you a per user fee, which means every time I grow, I have to pay more. And that
Right.
can sometimes hurt, especially if you scale really quickly and you're spending a lot of money adding these new users on and then maybe they cancel or they want a refund or all those things. It just creates a little more complication than is necessary when you're first getting started. So what UpX does, here's the pricing you can take a look at. It's $97 if you just want to get started. You have just a handful of clients or you want to try it out. You get a free 14-day trial with any of these plans. But just know that you can start with this $97 per month. It gives you up to 3 active clients. So that could be your own ad account, and then you get 2 other clients that you want to bring on and run their ads for them, or have them use it as a software and run their own ads. Then here is where a lot of people find themselves very quickly. You get up to 10 active clients. So you can have yourself, or if you don't want to run ads yourself, you can have 10 total clients, charge them 200, 300, $1,000 a month, whatever you want, but you're only paying Upex 297. And then this is where a lot of people eventually find themselves is unlimited clients for 497. So if you're familiar with high levels pricing, it's incredible. We can have unlimited sub accounts for their 497 tier and their 297 for that matter. But for 497, we have unlimited active accounts here. So once I get past 10, from 11 on, I'll be on this 497 tier, but I could have 1,000 clients paying me, and I'm still only going to pay UpX 497. So just an
Mhm.
incredible offer here.
Yeah, this is great because too, like once you say how easy it is to actually just what's the word I'm looking for to deliver this service, right? Once you see how easy it is to deliver this service, you're not going to worry about having too many clients because I know that's also a thing where, Jason and I have been like, we don't want that many clients. So instead of offering several low ticket offers, we like to do a high ticket offer and have less clients. But with this, it's so easy that you'll probably want as many clients as you can get.
So one thing I wanted to show you guys too as we go here is that we did a full presentation with Sam, who is one of the co-founders of UpX. It's incredible. He walks you through how he got 53 clients in his first month and then 127 clients in 2 months. With this, you can go to upxbonus.com. It will bring you to this screen. If you want to flash that there we go. Boom, upxbonus.com. That will bring you to this page. You can watch the presentation with Sam and then click down here if you want to get started with a free 14-day trial and try it out yourself. But I highly recommend it. I'm going to show you again now the back end of this so you can understand what it is. But this video is a good description and walkthrough from Sam himself as well. So let's go into, let me show you a little bit here. Here's one of our demo accounts here. What I like about this is there's a backend side here where you can walk through and like find templates that you want to put into your library. So if you have run ads before for clients, then you can put them in here and they're already successful, right? But if you don't know where to start from, they also have a big template library here where once this loads, I'll show you, you can pull in from just about every industry you can think of. So maybe you run, we do a lot for real estate agents, see professional services, I think that's under. If we click here, this will bring you to like a subcategory list where you can find accountants, health insurance, investing, lawyers, life insurance. And then as we dig deeper in here, let's click on mortgage brokers, for example. And there are a ton of templates that you can start with. If you want to use these right out of the box, you can. If you don't, you can go in and edit the images and all that stuff, and your clients can do that too. But they give you a massive library of successful templates to start with. So this is for just again, just about every niche that you can think of. Also inside of here, once you're a member, you can go to Lead Gen U, which is basically a full course from Sam showing you how to run Facebook ads, how to think about them, picking your niche, knowing your KPIs, all kinds of cool stuff in here. So if you're like, I don't really know Facebook ads either, once you get in here, start playing around with this and start playing around with the templates and you can get a feel for it and maybe run your own test ads as you go. And I'm going to show you a full ad running on our system as well. This is really cool. And again, one of our favorite initial offers that you can plug in right into HighLevel. So let me walk you through inside of HighLevel, our dashboard here. This is one of our sub accounts. So imagine you had a client and they had the ability to log into your software here. Then you would install UpX into your system. We call ours Easy Ads, but it just becomes a little menu item over here on the left. So if I click on Easy Ads here, it will bring you to this account. All your client has to do is connect their Facebook and Google account. If they already have an ads account, it's literally just a couple clicks and they'll be set up. So they don't have to log into their Facebook manager and do all kinds of stuff. It literally connects directly to that. And you never have to log into Facebook after that again, which is so awesome. If you've ever run Facebook ads before, it can take like an hour to really set one up properly. I want to show you how fast this will do it here. So assuming this is a real estate client that we have, we're just going to hit launch new campaign. And imagine this is either you doing it for a client or your client actually logging into your software and doing it. So it's really cool. Big buttons here. You can't miss it. Let's do a Facebook ad. And then for this particular account, I only serve real estate agents and mortgage brokers. So that's what we have in here is just that side of it. So we have investors, mortgage brokers, real estate agents. So say they're a real estate agent, and we'll scroll through, pick one of the templates that we want to pick. Let's see. Free report homes for sale. Let's try that one. You can pick which city. Whoops. Link.
Orleans.
Let's just do google.com just to show you. Jason Edwards. And then I like to run lead form ads because it is something that, if you've ever seen it, where you tap on the image on Facebook and then it opens up with the information pre-populated. So my name, email, phone number, everything is whatever I've given to Facebook is what's going to be pre-filled into that form. So you get a lot less fake leads that way with like the Mickey Mouse at 123.com or even worse things because it's already filled in. So if people are lazy, they don't want to take that info out and then put the fake info in, they just go ahead and hit submit. But
Cool.
yeah, we'll do a daily budget of $10, and you can also do like a landing page. You can do messenger ads, but I've pretty much only done lead forms with this. Let's just do our real estate page, our radius, and what?
RHV.
Oh, thank you. And this is doing a 15-mile radius around where my page is. So if you don't want that, you can do this optional info, and then you can pick like your location, places that you want to do. So let's just do a city, New Orleans. If you wanted to
You are
add more,
quite the typer today.
right? If you want to do any more stuff, you can like change the text and all that stuff, but it's already pre-filled in here. So I'm just walking you through how easy this is. But assuming I didn't want to change anything else other than the city, literally all I do from here is hit launch campaign. And this usually takes maybe a minute or two to process. You'll see the process bar go through. See, it's already 20%. And once this is done, you just have to go into high level, map your custom fields, which is really easy. I'll show you where to do that in a second. So that took about a minute to process. Usually it takes anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute, but you'll know it's successful when you see this screen here. And this just shows you a recap of what ad you're in, daily budget, make sure it's active. Now you can go back to the dashboard and we'll actually see that the ad is there. Now, don't be alarmed. Sometimes if it shows active here, if you log into Facebook, it's still kind of processing and updating. So you're not going to get like instant leads within seconds. It sometimes takes Facebook a little bit longer to actually approve the ad, but the ad is launched. It's all published to Facebook. Okay. So the last thing we need to do is make sure that the fields that are in here are going into high level. So all we're going to need to do is go down to settings down here. Let me get there. And they show you on the screen before it tells you step by step how to do this, but just a very simple process here. Settings and then integrations. And here we just have to do Facebook form field mapping. And it's going to, once the ad is approved, then it's going to show up here and you just literally, there's two drop downs. You just put the name field and match it to high level's name field, and it'll take a few minutes to do that. But that's where you do it. So settings and then integrations, and then you go up to Facebook form field mapping and you'll match those up. It's really easy to do. Yeah, so that is the Upex side. And again, this is something that once you do a training video, you can teach your clients how to do this, or as Wanetah suggested, you can just do this service yourself and people are going to pay you a lot more for it. But behind the scenes, you're not having to do a bunch more work. Once you integrate their Facebook ad account into their particular dashboard, then you can just monitor the ads inside of there and it makes it really easy to scale a business up. And eventually you can train someone to just be the ad manager and just literally go through the 100 people. You can go through each of their accounts and just make sure everything's running, everything's good, and that business side is operating smoothly.
And so, how do you, as far as just dealing with the clients day to day, running this business, do you check in with clients weekly? What
Yeah.
is the touch point with
Yeah, so
this?
so one thing Sam recommends as well, Sam, the co-founder of Upex, is that you be proactive with these things. So if you notice that ads aren't performing as well as you might think, then your proactive approach is reaching out saying, "Hey, Dr. Bob," or "Hey, Agent Sarah, I noticed that we were getting like $10 per lead ads before, and now it's up to like 35. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this ad and refresh it. I'm going to launch the same ad. Sometimes just relaunching the same ad gets a new kind of spark to that, and you can monitor that. But reaching out to them and saying, "Hey, this is what I noticed, so this is what I'm going to do," is far more impressive than letting it run for 2 weeks and then hoping they don't notice. And then they say, "Hey, I've spent $1,000 and I've only gotten 6 leads. What's up?" It's better to be proactive with that. But the management is typically not too much. If you got an ad cranking and they're getting leads coming in, then really it's like a touch point once a week. That's why you might opt for the secondary option we talked about, which is just having the clients run the ads themselves. And then if it becomes too much management or whatever, then they can just run it themselves and reach out to you support a different way. So really up to you.
Yeah, I think it's just about whatever you value. If you want more time freedom, then of course you want to just sell it as a tool, then that's great too. But it's really not a lot of work to monitor. Just check in daily at your computer, whether you're on the beach or visiting whales in a castle or whatever you want to do. You just log in and check in and just stay on it, just monitoring. That's not hard.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, it's up to you. Go ahead.
One powerful thing with this too that we've talked about either niching down or not niching down, and we've gone through different variations of what we like to do. Primarily, a lot of our clients have been real in the real estate space. The one value of niching down in this particular case is that you get to see global data of all of your clients. So if you have 100 real estate agents or 100 chiropractors running ads, you can see that every chiropractor that ran this ad is getting a $10 cost per lead, and everyone that ran this ad is getting a $40 cost per lead. So you can then shift all your other clients over to that $10 cost per lead ad, letting them know, "Hey, we've seen 100 different people running this all across the country or all across the world, and we've noticed that this particular ad right now is performing best." So it gives you a lot of really powerful data.
Yeah, and these ads are proven, right? They're not just like pretty aesthetically pleasing ads that have been created as templates. Like they're tried and true. Like you can rest assured that you can go into this template library and pull out something that has worked before. They're really good products.
Yeah, and times change. Sometimes ads get what's called ad fatigue. So an ad stops
Mm.
working as well as it used to. And so you can use this as a baseline, and then maybe just switching out the imagery or changing the headline or something can give you a new boost. But it gives you a good baseline if you've never run an ad or you just are nervous about that side to just have something to start testing. And they have a new AI ad builder as well that will help you with the copy and all that stuff. So really a lot of fun stuff to play with here. So if you want to check UpX out, I highly recommend it. Go to upexbonus.com. Again, that will bring you to this page. You can watch the full presentation with Sam. He'll walk you through basically his entire journey of getting 127 clients in 2 months before he launched UpX to the world with his co-founder. So really good, entertaining presentation, not one of those boring like slideshows. Sam is a great presenter and really walks you through his story and why this particular offer makes sense for you to offer to your client. So
Yeah, it's a really great webinar. Really well done. So, questions because people are going to ask for sure.
yep.
One, you mentioned that you can use AI to build your own. Can you bring in and upload your own ads
Yeah. Yeah,
that you have?
I might not have fully said that earlier, but yeah, if you have something that's performing well for you, like you've run ads before or you just come across somebody that shares an ad with you, you can totally upload that in your own library and offer. You don't have to offer any of the templates if you don't want to. It can be all of your own ad library. So, however you want to do that, but you can absolutely upload your own stuff as well.
Okay. And then the next question that everybody is going to ask in the comments, if you don't answer it, is how much should I charge for this service?
Yeah, great question. I've seen everything from $100 a month all the way up to $1,000 a month or more. It just really depends on what level of value you're providing as far as if you're doing it all for them or if it's going to be just a SaaS, like they log in and they run it themselves. I would probably feel comfortable like around the if I'm just doing it as a SaaS side, like $200 a month, I think is totally fair. 200, $300 a month is a great option. Because if you compare this to somebody hiring a service to go charge them $1,500 a month to do this, and they can literally log in and do the same thing with proven ads themselves for 300 or $400 a month. I think it's a no-brainer type of offer.
It's an
So,
easy sell.
yeah,
So basically, we're saying just find out what their budget is. Like, how much are you willing to spend on just ad cost? Period. Ask them that. And if they say 1,500 a month, well, like then that they're paying 1,500 a month probably for the ads, right? And then they have to pay on top of that for someone else to run it. So in that case, you can just say, well, if 1,500, then like that leaves them 1,300 if you're only charging them 200,
yeah.
however you wanna do it,
Yeah,
but
if you wanna pitch this offer as, "Look at what your ad manager is charging you $1,500 a month for. In 30
mhm,
seconds, boom, boom, I just launched this ad. Do you think that's worth $1,500 a month, or would you rather put that $1,500 towards actually running the ads and getting more leads?" That's a great
exactly.
offer. So, it really
Yeah,
depends on how you wanna spend it, or if you wanna take the opposite approach and say, "We're gonna run your ads for $1,000 a month, and then you're gonna pay for the ad spend directly to Facebook. We don't take any of your ad spend. It goes you pay it directly to Facebook, so you know that we're not skimming off the top or anything with saying we spent 2,000 when really we only spent 1,000. All that is tracked in here, so it really just depends on your approach.
yeah, and you never have to go on Facebook. That's it. That's a huge thing. It would be for me.
Yeah, I mean,
So
we
Jason, do you know, what it costs per ad? Is there a general amount that everyone in every industry spends on ads, or how is that gauged?
It's really a tough thing to answer depending on the population of the area, how many people are advertising for that thing, the time of year. Obviously, like around the holidays, you're competing with not only other chiropractors running ads, but also every other business running ads for their thing. So that all fluctuates. But I would say a good baseline to just have somebody start out with is like 10, $20 a day to just get started testing an ad. And then you could scale this to millions of dollars a month if it made sense. One thing about ads is that every ad works. It just depends on to what degree does it work and does that cost per lead work in your business? Because we could spend hours on this particular topic, but oftentimes I hear somebody that, let's just say a solar example, like they install solar panels. Maybe they make $20,000. I don't know these numbers, but say they make $20,000 on a sale. So they could technically, if they got a cost per lead of even $19,000 per lead, that or per sale, I guess, that would still make business sense, right? Obviously, we're taking out labor and all that stuff, but just the pure numbers of it, $19,000 to get a sale and they make 20,000, they're still making some profit. So cost per lead and cost per sale are all relative to whatever industry we're talking about. If we're talking about selling pizzas, if I'm getting a $50 lead to sell a pizza, that's not great. But if I'm getting a $50 lead to flip a house and get somebody to sell me their house and I'm going to make $50,000 on, that's a dang good cost per lead or cost per sale. So all that stuff has to be factored into your equations as well. So it's really hard to say what's a good cost per lead or cost per sale, but still starting out, I would say just put your pinky toe in the water, put $5, $10 a day, see what happens, and then scale up from there.
Okay, so $5 isn't like, because if someone, what I'm asking is like if a business owner says I could put $5 a day towards it, then would I just be like, yeah, I don't think I can get you results for that?
It would
Or
really depend
like,
on.
well, let's try it.
Yeah, I think if somebody's just starting out and they just want to try it, but that also comes with the scale of it. So as you get more clients and you can see, you can go talk to Dr. Bob, the chiropractor, and say, "Hey, every chiropractor that is one of our clients getting an average cost per lead of $25. So if you're spending $5 a day, Dr. Bob, you're probably not going to get that many clients. Maybe you'll get one a week. So just so we can set proper expectations." But it only comes with running some ads, testing some things, and saying, "We're not getting anything until we get $30 spent. Then we're finally getting a lead." Then you know your number. So it all just comes with time, but you can start with as little as $5 and try it out.
Okay. Well, it sounds like that I would encourage my client to, let's start with more and just see if that goes a really long way. It's better than getting a client and having to gauge it from scratch, right? And just starting with less, like $5, and it does nothing. Then the client's like, oh, this doesn't work. Versus like, let's start with more. And then if we see like that's plenty, then we can pull back.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
also that'll also come into play with going through the Upex Lead Gen U because there is something to scaling up as well. Like if you just turned on an ad and said spend $10,000, Facebook will spend your money, no problem. So
Mhm.
there's a fine line in let and warming up the audience too. So Facebook
Okay.
can start finding who is converting and who isn't. And then you can scale up that way too. So that's a whole different art form to that. But does not
Yeah.
overcomplicate it. Go through, sign up for a free 14-day trial, test out some ads, go through the lead gen. You maybe even offer to do some free ads for some clients and say, hey, why don't you put a couple $100 towards ads? I won't charge you for the next 30 days. We'll see how this goes. And then if we want to scale up, we can, or some variation of that too.
All right. We're going to do more. I'm going to do a whole episode devoted to just learning about ads and how you should gauge it if you're first starting out and this and that, because it's very interesting.
Yeah.
All right. UpXBonus.com. And in case Jason did not mention it, it doesn't just work for Facebook, correct?
Right. They also do Google Ads. It's a newer feature, so I haven't played a lot with that. I've mainly in my marketing career have mainly run Facebook ads, but I am excited to see what the Google Ads can do, and I'm sure they're going to look at other platforms in the future as well, but you got a large majority of ads that most local businesses would run in the Facebook and the Google sphere covered. So you should be more than capable to get going with that.
Awesome. Go to upx.com. All right. That's a good one. We love that. What's next, Jason?
So I think this is the perfect 1-2 combination here of running UpX ads and then this secondary feature that we're going to talk about. So you can either do these totally separate, or if you really want to get some gold stars here, you can combine both of these and make just a powerhouse business. And that is a tool that we're using called CloseBot. High Level does have AI built into their system, and it is, I'm sure, going to be incredible at some time in the future. Right now, it does work, but I don't find that it's quite as advanced as some of the other features and services that are out there. So that's why we've really fallen in love with using CloseBot, because it does right now, as of this recording, it does a couple things that High Level doesn't. Number one, primarily being allowing you to have multiple bots doing multiple jobs, right? So in our real estate business, for example, we might have a buyer bot, a seller bot, an investor bot, meaning if somebody wants to sell their house fast, I need a certain type of conversation happening with that person versus somebody who just wants to sell their house for top dollar. I need a different type of conversation with that person. I'm not going to be asking them about all the damage and the whatever. They're trying to sell for as much as possible. Somebody who's looking to buy a house has different needs, like getting pre-qualified and what areas they want to buy versus somebody who wants to sell their house. So this allows me to have multiple different conversations with different bots all under one dashboard and have unlimited bots on for all of my clients as well. So if I'm reselling this, all of them can have their own multiple bot situation as well. Another thing is that it allows us to have different agendas, right? So we can have goal number one is X, goal number two is Y. So goal number one is to see if they want to buy or sell a house. Goal number two is, okay, they want to buy. Okay, let's find out what area they want to buy. Okay, goal number three is what features do they want in that house? Goal number four is, are they pre qualified? Goal number five is book them on my calendar. So I can sequentially have CloseBot set up goals, and it won't move on to the next goal unless it completes the one before it, if it's necessary to have all those things in an order.
Wow. Better than a human in that instance, you guys. Right? Come on. Like you train somebody step by step and then they do it their own way.
All right, so let me just show you a little bit about CloseBot. What I like about it is you can go, as we need to put on the screen, ghl.pro/closebot. They have incredible pricing here. Down here, let's see. So this is the annual and then the monthly. The annual is just if you pay for the annual, then you average out to $39 per month for one bot, $99 per month for three bots, or $199 a month for unlimited bots. That's obviously if you upgrade to doing annual. If you do the monthly, then it does go up a bit, but still $397 for unlimited bots is really cool. I'm going to show you the back end here in a moment to show you some of the conversations that we've had in here. Let me get into our chat and just show you some tests that I've been doing here. Let's see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an actual demo. This is a demo bot that I built. It's basically like a self-selling demo. So we're sending this out to people. I just got somebody that booked on my calendar now as somebody that I can sell high level to, or our white labeled version of High Level. but they filled out this form and the bot basically sold itself to them without me having to interact with it. All I have to do now is jump on a Zoom call tomorrow. He's already walked through this. He's impressed by it. He's wowed by it. And I just have to tell him how much it is and how we're going to get it set up for him. So I'm going to actually fill out this form. Then I'm going to take you over and you're going to see in real time this bot communicating back and forth. I'm going to have my cell phone as the consumer, and then you'll see the actual conversation popping up in HighLevel. So let's just put my name in here. And this is what you would send out to clients as well. Cell phone. Let's do Jason plus testing at retv.co. Name of the business. Let's do for our real estate agent. You can name your receptionist. So let's just say Sam. Man, I've narrowed it down to a few that are for our industry. So investors, commercial, mortgage, or agent. So we'll do agent. Hit this little checkbox and then hit create your AI chatbot. Now I'm going to bring you over to our dashboard and you'll see the conversations popping up in just a second. Okay, so here it is. And I've done many tests on here, but this is starting fresh here. You can see bot demo starting 3, 2, 1. It says, "Hi, Jason. This is Sam from eXp Realty. I see you're looking for help with buying or selling your properties." Now, on my phone, I'm going to be texting back and forth with the bot as the consumer. So I'll say, "Yes, I am." And you'll see the responses typically take about 20-ish seconds. So we might cut a little bit of that out, but just know it's around 20, 25 seconds back and forth. Awesome. So it says, "That's great to hear. Are you thinking of selling your current place, finding a new home, or perhaps both?" So what do you want to say, Juanita?
That's good to hear. Are you thinking of selling your current place, finding a new home, or perhaps both? You want to get complex and say both?
We can try it. Let's see.
You're trying to get all the money closed by it.
Okay, then it says, "Perfect. Let's start with your current home. Could you share the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, approximate square footage? That will help me evaluate the property." So I'll
Three
do
bedroom, two bath.
how much square footage?
Let's do 2,600.
Wow, nice.
Very big rooms.
And you can see that the person doesn't even have to fully respond. Like I just did 3, 2, 2,600, and the bot understands all of this, right? We're going to see sometimes it's really complimentary, like, "Oh, wow, beautiful, sounds beautiful," or whatever, which is a little strange, but it does like fully understand the sounds like a spacious place. Yeah. So see, it already understood that's a big square footage for a 3 bedroom, two bath. To provide you with the precise comparative market analysis, may I have your property address? Let's just do 123 any street.
Sunnyvale, USA.
And imagine that your clients are your potential clients, right? You're sending them through this demo. They're experiencing this, right? So I have agents that go through this all the time and they're so impressed, especially now that speeds have increased dramatically. So we're getting much faster back and forth. So it used to take about 40, 45 seconds when it first launched. Now we're down to about 20, 25 seconds. And I know the next version will be even faster. So got it. Thanks. When do you envision heading over the keys to the new owner? Soon, down the road, or whenever the right offer comes along? What would you like to say?
Let's just do like as soon as possible.
And one thing, if you test these things too as you go, you can be a little harder. Sometimes some of these demos are like so easy clients, which you're going to get a lot of those, but sometimes like maybe one of these will throw in an objection or stall a little bit and see how it does. Understood. For your next home, what are your must haves? Any specific areas, bedrooms and bathrooms, or what are you looking for?
Large kitchen, great school district, backyard.
Another thing that you'll notice is if you use Closebot is it's really good at handling the double text. So if you sometimes you get people that message like one word answers or they'll message multiple times. And Closebot, although it's not perfect, but it's way better than anything else I've seen at handling all of those things. Like if somebody says, "I'm available at noon," and they say, "Actually, not until 3," it's good at handling those things. So let's just see what it says here. Awesome. So this is because it's just the demo bot, we have it do just limited interaction back and forth because we just want to give them the idea without dragging this conversation on for 30 minutes. But you can program this to walk through step by step all the things that you need to really get a qualified lead. But this bot is in particular is designed to answer a few back and forths and then try to get somebody booked on a call. So how does tomorrow at 9 a.m. or 10:30 sound? Let's say not available tomorrow. Let's see what it does.
Could you put in like a certain day to see if it gets thrown off?
Yeah, let's see.
Put Wednesday, which is tomorrow,
Oh,
actually.
it
No
suggested
problem.
Wednesday. Let's
We
do
look at
Thursday.
another day. Perhaps
And
Wednesday.
Thursday, you wanna try that since it
Yeah.
suggested Wednesday?
Yeah. So when it's suggesting these times, it is going and pulling from your actual schedule?
Yeah, so on this demo bot, I have it on what's called a dummy calendar. So basically, its goal is to just book them on this dummy calendar. It's not a real appointment because this is we're still
Mm,
playing in this make believe land of
mhm.
buyer and agent. But then you'll see what this switches to in a moment. Once I book the actual time for the make believe session, then you'll see how it rolls over. Absolutely, Thursday works. How about 9 a.m., 10:30? Let's just do 4. And clients can be short with you. They can have tragic stories, and it handles it really well. And what I like about this is it can handle thousands of conversations, right? So if you're getting thousands of leads, if you're using UpX to run ads, and then this thing is handling all of that. Shall we lock in 4 for Thursday? Yeah. It can handle multiple conversations. So you don't need to have your client scale up their staff. They can use your bot to handle this and then have their staff. If they have a bunch of staff, they can be the ones that are fielding those phone calls and actually converting those into clients versus doing this front end, like scheduling, getting the basics. You can see it booked an appointment automatically on my calendar. Look at this. I didn't do anything. Still here. Then perfectly scheduled Thursday at 4. It's going to send out it actually won't send an email because this is the dummy one, but you'll see what happens next. It'll roll over and you'll see the experience that now your client gets.
I like that it reiterated what I requested.
Yep,
Looking forward to our conversation and helping you find a home with a large kitchen in a great school district.
yep,
Sweet.
awesome. So now the demo is done. We have this program to instantly roll out this next thing. AI chatbot is complete. Pretty cool. Would you like to schedule an actual time to get this set up in your business?
Wow.
Yeah. And then now this is real world. So it's going to actually book them on a calendar. This is what we just got before we started doing this video. We got somebody booked on our calendar because they went through this exact same process. So now it's going to give me real times on my real calendar. Fantastic. How does 1 p.m. or perhaps 2:30 sound for a 15-minute phone appointment? We'll just do 2:30. And now you'll see it's going to book on my real calendar and it's going to send a confirmation out to the person. So you'll see that pop up in just a moment. So there's the calendar booking.
Nice.
And then there's the email that went out, appointment confirmation. And then, so that's probably to me, and that one's to the client. So, and then it confirms via text with the person as well. Perfect. We're all set for 2:30. Looking forward to discussing how our AI booking bot can enhance your real estate transaction. See you then. What else can you do? And you can set this up. Now, this is like something that we've programmed with some help inside the Closebot groups. There's a lot of people that are sharing how they're doing this kind of stuff inside the Closebot group. But if you need help, use our link, ghl.pro/closebot. Sign up for, you also get a free trial with this. And then meet me in the group, in the Closebot group, and I can walk you through how we did this and share with you the snapshots that was shared with me. And that we're always like as a community building these things and testing them out. So really cool community there. But this is what I was looking for is like this self-booking demo bot that could actually go and sell the thing for me. So the thing basically sells itself by the person experiencing what happens and then ultimately booking on your calendar. So really cool stuff. What do you think, Juanita?
I love it, but so I'm watching this YouTube video right now and I'm like, "Man, this thing is so cool." So you're saying the next
Whoops.
steps would be obviously go to ghl.pro/closebot. They sign up, right, for
Mhm.
the free trial, and then they join the community, the Closebot community. Is that in Facebook, you said? Okay, and so whatever industry that they are in, right? Like we obviously work within the real estate agent space, investor space, but if they're in something else, like how easy, I know that you said you reach out and you can help them set this thing up or somebody in the group will help them, but in a nutshell, like how complex is this to get set up? How long does it take? Do they have to create their own and cater their own bot?
Yeah, so the setup process, I will say to be fully transparent that the setup process in high level is way faster. It literally takes like a minute to set up, but you get a lot of the downsides of it just not doing all the things that this closed bot does. So to set this full thing up, if you're not techie at all, it'd probably take you like a day or two to really get a grasp of this. It took me, and I'm pretty techie, took me a day or so to really get one working. And then there was a few kinks because I was trying to be really advanced in setting up and not knowing anything about setting this thing up. Now that I've worked with it for even a few weeks. I guess we've been doing it for maybe about a month now. I can I fully understand it and I can set these things up really quickly. See if I can show you inside of our dashboard here. If you want to cut to just you and me again and I'll log in, just make sure I don't share any of our login stuff.
And so let me ask you this while you're looking for that. Someone like me watches this YouTube video and I say, "This is awesome. I really want this." Are there people in that community who will just set this thing up for me?
Yeah, so there are we can as a community, people will walk you through like what to do, but you can also just if you want to pay the founder of CloseBot, Bryce, to set it up.
Mm,
I think he charges an extremely reasonable rate to go in and like build these things for you. So you can book a time with him and he'll just build out your whole system for you. That is a paid service, but it's like $100, $200, something like that to build that out. Or if you want to learn how to do it, I just personally wanted to learn how to do it because I knew people
right.
that were watching would be asking me questions.
Mm.
But if you're not techie at all, don't want to deal with it, you just want something that's working, you can absolutely pay, and they'll set it up for you.
Okay, cool. And that's for any industry. Like, and that process maybe looks like, let's say I'm using Bryce and I'm in the food catering industry, just throwing that out there.
Mhm.
I'm giving him questions that are commonly asked by people visiting my website or anything like that.
Yeah, so you can put a library of stuff in there. You can also they have some templates that are in there that kind of like for an investor or a real estate agent or stuff that you can start with. But really,
Mhm.
the basics of it is let me see if I can just duplicate something here and then we'll share our screen again. But you can literally just start with let me get our GHL one here.
So, what you just showed us, is that for the agency side? Like, hey, guys, go to ghl.pro/closebot, and then you can run your agency using Closebot to clients, right? So, when you deliver this to a client, what does that setup look like? What does that process look like? And how do they use this thing?
Yeah, so they allow you to white label this so people can offer this to their clients to just set up. It's fairly easy, not quite as easy as Upex, but I would say getting it set up for yourself first and really understanding it, and then using that self booking bot once you're comfortable with it. Because I didn't want to start selling it till I knew how it worked in case I got clients and they were like, "This thing is saying weird stuff," or whatever. I wanted to make sure I could handle those types of things. But now that I have a full grasp of it, I know that I can go in and literally just plug a new person in and set it up within maybe 10 minutes or so. So if you want to share the screen, I'll show you how to do it. But yeah, initially it's just to run your own bot to run your agency, and then as you get comfortable, then you can start selling it. Use that self booking bot demo that we just showed you. So you can just hit this. There's some templates in here. So if you're in any of these spaces like fitness, mortgage, I'm not quite sure what ERC is. I think it might be an insurance thing, but not quite sure. Coaching, solar, cleaning, you can just use these or you can just duplicate any of these. Let's just say it's a coaching business. So this just duplicated the settings here. And then pretty much this stuff is pretty similar for everyone. You just go in and change your information. So you're a coach at Change Your Life Method, named whatever. Coaching company sells courses for people wanting to bounce back from addiction. You could obviously you can basically just change this to cater to what your company
Mhm.
does and what they charge and all that stuff. Once this is done, then there's not a lot as far as the programming side. You can upload like a knowledge base with documents and stuff like that, and then also give it objectives like I talked about before. Step one, we want it to find out what challenge they're facing. Step two, we want to make sure we have their name and email. Step three, we want to book them on our calendar for a consultation. Whatever you want to do, and you can go as extensive as you want with this.
Okay. So, and this information is showing up on the Closebot is on their website?
So you
Like,
can
this
have
is what happens to people who show up to my Change Your Life website.
Yeah, so it can be any type of communication that you receive. So it can be the chat widget on your website. It can be when somebody texts you. It can be when somebody sends you an Instagram DM. It can be
Really?
Facebook Messenger. It can be really any inbound traffic that you get or any phone call, missed call, text back thing, like any type of conversation that you're getting. This can respond with the chatbot.
Wow. Okay, and so but it has to be inbound, right? You can't, like, prospect, you can't do
You
outbound,
can.
like You
Yeah,
can.
so this would also work. We talked about combining this with Upex. So if you had
Mhm.
Upex running ads, and then as soon as you got a lead form filled out, like we had, then this could automatically prospect out to them saying, "Hey, thanks so much for requesting that list of properties in Houston. What type of property are you looking for?" And that's like the initial question. As soon as the person responds, then the bot starts interacting with them. You don't have to do anything.
Okay,
Um,
but they initially have to, in some way, come into your system. What I'm
right.
asking is, like, I can't set up this close bot to cold DM
You
people
can.
in Instagram. You
You
can.
can, yeah. So I
How
don't
do
know
you do
about
that?
Instagram, but you can prompt the message going out. So I can send an outgoing message. Like if I had a list of 100 past clients at my boxing gym, right? And I send a text message blast out to them, just like we did with the high level one. I can send a text message out to them saying, "Hey, haven't seen you around the gym lately. Would you like a free 30-day welcome back special or something?" And as soon as the person replies yes, they do have to obviously reply because that starts the conversation. But I can initiate the outbound, and then the person replies, and then the chatbot takes over.
Okay, but so what you're saying is that you're using high level to initiate contact,
Yep.
or you're using something like UpX to run ads to
Mhm.
initiate contact, and as soon as someone responds to that's when Closebot steps in.
Yeah, and it could be the
Right.
opposite too, where they just land on my website and ask a question, so they're initiating the first message too. It really doesn't matter, or they see
Right.
my phone number and they text it. That can start the conversation too.
But, like, the first move has to come into you, into your system because
Mhm.
your website is connected, right?
Yep.
Okay. Making sense, making
Yeah,
sense.
and if you're not techie at all, I still recommend at least getting a trial, trying out the community. If you have a couple bucks to throw at it, getting Bryce or his team to set up one for you and try it out because it is, in my opinion, one of the most powerful tools that is going to be the future for the next few years. And there's so at least try it out. But if you are techie, then you have a huge advantage because you can pick this stuff up even quicker and save yourself some money by not having to get Bryce and his team to set it up, but it can really set your brand apart if you're selling high level by offering this. And if you want to do that 1-2 punch, like I talked about, UpX ads, and then now CloseBot closing the leads for them. So literally front to back solution. You need leads, and we're going to book them on your calendar. You don't have to touch them until they're qualified. How awesome is that? That's a great offer.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely 1-2 punch. But I'm just being real with you. If you are not techie, right? Like as a client, like I'm the client, okay? If I'm not techie, I'm just gonna be totally discouraged by trying to learn Closebot. I don't think anybody really has any business trying to sell Closebot if they're not techie. That's just my opinion because as a client, like we are selling this thing to real estate agents. There are so many real estate agents, myself included, where tech just scares you. So as the agency on the agency side, wouldn't you say that this is a total done for you offer to clients, to most
Yeah, and
clients?
I wouldn't personally try to get people to set it up themselves. I'm just saying as an agency owner, you have
Right.
some resources to get this thing set up for you. If you're selling this for 500 bucks a month or whatever, and you pay Bryce 100 bucks to set your system up or 200 bucks or whatever he charges, you can
For
still
sure.
make a good spread on it. But I definitely wouldn't, even though they do allow you to white label this, I don't think there's many industries that I could see like saying, "Hey, go set up your bot and do all that stuff." It's more of a like we're going to have a bot installed for you type of thing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Just clarifying.
Yeah, yeah, good point. And I think as you get more experience with this, like when I first started, I was like, I mean, ask Juanita, I was in here for several days, like trying to learn every nook and cranny of this. And now I feel like, oh, I can easily go in and set up a new bot and have this thing up and running very quickly. And the team, I met Bryce, the co-founder, a few weeks ago. I met with him in person, and I was like really blown away by his passion too. Like he really wants to make this a great product, and he's always engaging in the Facebook group, similar to Sam at Upex. Like if you notice those two groups, the founders of those are always in there, always encouraging, always helping. So that's why we like to recommend those.
Absolutely. So how much would you charge for this?
I would charge anywhere from 297 to 497 a month for this. On the low end, maybe 197 a month is something we try out. The only like added expense to this is that if you're connecting directly to ChatGPT, which is what it's powered by, there are some marginal cost for that, like a penny or two per message back and forth. So that can add up. But unless you're using thousands of these a month, it's really only going to cost you like 10, 20, $30 a month to run this thing to have a ton of conversations. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. And you can pass that on to your client, have them connect their own credit card to that.
And we already talked about how much it cost per
Yeah.
month for the
Mhm.
agency.
Yeah. So if you go to .pro/closebot, it'll bring you to this screen. You can sign up and that will show you the pricing again. You can get a free trial. And then if you want to do the annual, you can. You'll save a lot of money there. But also, if you just want to try it out at first, just start with like this basic one bot user for 67 or three bots for 197. I think it's a great deal to try out. But you can start a free trial for any of these.
How long is the free trial?
It's just depending on credit, so it's not looks like it's a 7-day trial. I'm not sure. I upgraded almost
Okay.
instantly once I get got it going, but I think it was
Mhm.
just based I had, like, maybe $5 in credits or something, and once I used those up, then I needed to upgrade or something like that.
Oh, I remember my question.
Alright.
Okay. Just as a high leveler, right? You working with workflows, because when you first learned high level, it was pretty complicated. And that was a few years ago. It was pretty new. High level's gotten a lot easier, right? More user friendly. But that was a learning curve. And so as you learned workflows, compare that to learning how to build a bot in this sense.
I think it's pretty similar. It's just a structured thought process, like what needs to happen here and then what needs to happen next. And that's really just your objectives. Like I talked about the do they want to buy or sell? What area do they want to buy? Like thinking through that kind of stuff is hard. This is powered by workflows as well, but they give you an entire snapshot that you install and it just works. I don't even really understand how it works, but it's really well designed and it all fires. And if there's ever anything that doesn't work, they give you a new updated one, but that the workflow side of this, you typically don't have to do much on.
So, are you saying that the main, like the best process would be to just make sure that a lot of the questions and the conversations that the bot is going to have comes from the client because they're the expert in their industry and they know typically how these conversations go. So,
Yeah.
that's really the
Yeah.
biggest part of it?
Yeah, I would just say, like, when you're on the phone and with the initial phone call with a client, talking to, say, a concrete business, what are the 5 things or 4 things you need to figure out to be able to book an appointment to go out and put a bid on a job? And it could be like,
Mhm.
how big is the space? What type of service do they need? Do they need this certain type of concrete? Whatever, those types of things that you'll find out from your business owner. And then you plug those in as the steps that the bot needs to go through. And then it's pretty easy after that.
And so how easy is it to, because as you are running this thing and there are more people asking questions and having more conversations that you are able to track and look into on your end in high level, how easy is it to go in and adjust the conversation and adjust the answers in CloseBot?
Yeah, good question. So it's super easy to change kind of the objectives of what it's doing. You can also put like some frequently asked questions in the library, which is super simple to upload. But also, like if you're just saying, hey, my bot always says X. Like, for example, we had a instance when we first started where the bot was getting confused when somebody needed to buy and sell. So both as the example we used. And
Mhm.
so I talked to the owner in the group and he walked me through how to divide those into once somebody says they just want to buy, then we're only going to have the bot ask them buying questions. It's not going to ask them about the property they need to sell because they don't have a property to sell. So that was just through being in the community saying, hey, I'm having this situation with my bot. How would you fix it? And you'll get a lot of people commenting about what they would suggest.
Okay, so when you said that CloseBot, one of the things that makes it really awesome is that you can have multiple bots. In that situation, does that mean that there are multiple bots that are stepping in when we say both? Does that mean it's like, oh, here comes the appointments that are bot, and here comes the buy bot, and here's the sell bot? Like,
Yeah.
how is that, or is it just one bot that is doing all of these things?
Yeah, good question. It can really be done two different ways. What we've chosen to do on that one, just based on his suggestion, was just I have the objectives of a potential client, and it could be For example, if they needed to do both, then we need to find out what property they want to sell and what area they want to move and all the things that go with those two different paths. But
Okay.
what we've had it do is say, okay, if it says they just want to buy, then eliminate and don't ask them these three steps. So just don't ask them those, and one bot can handle all of that. But it could
Okay.
be that you need to have two drastically different conversations, like somebody who's before they're a client and then somebody who's after they're a client. And so then in that case, maybe you'd split them off and it would know, okay, they're tagged as client. So they're only going to be communicating with this bot, the client bot or whatever. So it can get a little crazy with that,
Hmm.
but
Okay.
you have the flexibility to do that as wide as you need to.
So is a good example like, are you saying that on my website, I can program a customer service bot, and then I can have a tech support bot, and then
Excellent.
I can have
Excellent.
a like that? Okay.
Yep, that's a very good, and it can be tagged too. So if you've seen any of our examples of our website, if somebody's coming back to the site, they're putting Jason Edwards at jason@test.com or whatever, and they're putting it into the little chat form, then High Level will already have them tagged as a client, right? So then Closebot will see that they're tagged as a client, and they won't run them through that. Hey, are you looking to buy or sell? It'll already know that they're a client, and it'll say, "Hey, Jason, what can we help you with, or whatever." Because that client bot is programmed to do different types of things.
Wow. So this is, like, so much better than when you get on the phone with AT&T or your bank and they're like, "Oh, well, let me transfer you. This isn't my department. I can't answer that question. So let me transfer you." And then they put you on hold for 2 to 5 minutes. And then when someone finally answers, they're like, "Oh, let me start all over with you because I have no idea why you're even calling me," right? So you're saying that this won't do that. This will be a better experience.
Yeah, there is some more advanced ways to do that. You have to work on tagging and things through High Level, and that's a different conversation, but it can like send them down different paths. The core of this, though, what I would say is just to keep this really simple with people when you're first starting out is what if you're just running ads or getting initial information to book somebody on a calendar and then
Mhm.
hand them over to a business owner to close that sale, like what are the three or
Qualifying
four
them.
what are the 3 or 4 qualifying things you need to run somebody through that are taking up a lot of your time throughout the day, but,
Right.
don't need to be done by James or Susie answering the phone and answering these 5 questions. It can be somebody that actually
Is
closes that sale.
Right, it's literally like everybody who visits is filling out an application
Yep.
for you to decide if they are a qualified lead
Yep.
that you wanna take further, right?
Mhm.
Which is really cool. So does the bot like, if the bot is like, "This person is not qualified," do they say, "Well, have a nice day," and they don't book an appointment for you?
It just depends, like, you can program it to say, "Based on these parameters, you might not be, but here are some resources," and the bot can send them a link to go check out some
A nice
resources.
way
There's
of
really
saying,
no end to what you could have it do.
"That's
And
really amazing."
exactly. And you can
And
have
I know I'm
specific
getting
go
Go
ahead.
ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, and you can have specific tasks that if you know that you're having it do one thing, like the example we talked about, the 100 clients that you're sending an outbound message to, like maybe they filled out a form a year ago and they never did business with you. You can
Right.
have them all tagged as a old lead or something where the bot knows exactly what its job is for just those 100 people. But if somebody's coming
Mm,
to your website brand new, it's going to be a different bot that they're interacting with. They're not this is just a specialized bot for
mm.
this like reactivation campaign.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And that's something that you're doing through CloseBot, or is it something you're doing through High Level?
It's a combination. So we need to tag them
Okay,
with high level, but
right.
CloseBot sees the tag and then knows which bot it needs to interact with.
Okay. This is awesome. And I know I'm going like really far down the rabbit hole, but I just want to know the future of this thing because we're already here. So who knows by when is it going to just be full service where you never have to call anyone and be on the phone on hold or anything like that?
Yeah.
Like,
And I've talked to Bryce about this. Juanita and I have talked about this just to talk about bots in general. A lot of people are like, replace your entire staff with bots and you don't need people anymore. I
mm,
don't feel that's true. I think that people, and we've talked about this, bots can help leverage that initial monotonous thing that most people don't need to do. And then all the people that are working for a company can be better served to provide great customer service and great experience and help close more sales and get those things that are beyond the initial 3 or 4 questions that everybody needs to go through.
Yeah. What's the point, y'all? Like, if these things aren't like enabling a better quality of life for human beings, then what is the point? Like, we're definitely not of the school of like, this is so cool. It's going to eliminate jobs and just destroy people's lives. This thing is all of it is meant to, well, I shouldn't say that, but we're all for the school of thought of how do we use this technology to improve the quality of human lives so that humans can do what humans do best, and that's
Right.
connect. And you'll never be able to replace that human connection to
Yep.
other humans. Like,
Absolutely. So I've really embraced CloseBot. I think it's a great tool, especially if you want to try out Upex in conjunction with this. If you're tech savvy and you already get this, if not, just start with Upex because I think that's a really easy offer to start with, and then try adding CloseBot in after that, or however you want to do it. But why I've really embraced Closebot is because after meeting the founder and seeing how engaged he is and everything, he has a whole new version coming out in a few months that is going to drastically make things so much easier to set up. It's already pretty easy, but make it so much easier to set up, and response times. It was right now like down to 20 seconds or so, 20, 25 seconds. It's going to bring it down to like 6 seconds, 5 seconds. So he's got a whole new build. They're building out an entire version 2 of this, which I think is really cool. He showed me a bunch of screenshots and how it's going to work. And I think it's going to be great. And then at the end of the day, if you don't want to do this, you want to try high levels version first, by all means, I think you should test it out and see and just maybe compare like, okay, this is how this works, but maybe it meets all your needs and that's great. If it doesn't, then explore looking at Closebot too.
awesome.
Cool.
ghl.pro/closebot. I don't know
Boom.
why I read it. We don't have a podcast, but if we did, that would be helpful.
There you go.
All right, Jason, we're on a roll. What is lucky number 3? My favorite number.
That's right. So, number 3 is one that we just talked about recently on our channel. And I think it's an incredible offer for you to do with or without high level. And what it is this company called Boomerang that allows you to set up loyalty and reward programs like digital loyalty cards. You can see the punch cards here. So if you have local restaurants or chiropractors or service people that have actually foot traffic, people coming in and out of their door, this is a great tool that you can literally walk in. We're not going to do a full demo on here because we have an entire video with the founder, Mike Inishev, on our channel, but go check that out if you want more details on this. We'll also put a link up here to check it out. But basically, it does all the marketing for you. It'll build a landing page with the business's information. You can build the stamp program, like the loyalty program, with their logo and all of their stuff within seconds. The software does it all for you. And then you walk in and literally show them, hey, here's the loyalty program that I built for you. Every time somebody comes in for a coffee, they can get punch on this digital card. You'll capture their information and then you can market to them over and over again. And then they can come in after their 10th coffee and get a free pastry or whatever you want to set up. So endless
Mhm.
ways that you can run this. Every time I hear the pitch about it, I'm like, oh wow, that's such a great tool that somebody, again, with or without high level, you can use this. But it's a really good offering that most businesses see the value in and can really get some benefit from.
Absolutely. And he made a great point too when he was talking about most people already have a loyalty program. It's just on paper and they can't keep up with it, right? Like I can't tell you how many punch stamp cards I have that I find that I would have to find them all, put them all together just to get my 20% off of my next nail, like my next manicure or whatever. And so many different businesses, like when you hear loyalty, you think about the restaurants because it is fantastic for them. But any service industry, any service provider, they definitely need something like this because it's not just about, hey, every time you come and show up for a service, you can get your stamp punched and then lead up and build up to something free or a discount. It's also about staying in touch with your customer base and your clientele base, because this thing sends out messages, right, Jason, to where
Yep.
it's just like, "Hey, haven't seen you at the gym in a while. Like, here's 30% for your first month coming back." Or, "Thanks so much for, for visiting us, last week. Just for that, you get access to this free smoothie with
Yeah.
purchase of $25 or more," whatever it is, or have it schedule every Sunday when people are thinking about where they're going to go eat at brunch to like come in, "Hey, free potato pancake with."
And what she's talking about is push notifications. If you don't know what that is, it circumvents the whole texting issue that a lot of people are facing with the A2P. We have a whole video on that. Check our channel. But it's a process you have to go through to get your number registered so that you can send text messages. This installs an app on their phone in their wallet there, and then as that's installed, the business owner captures name, email, phone number for the client or customer, but also can now send direct messages where they pop up right on the phone and says the things that Juanita just said, get the free smoothie or whatever. And you bypass having to text message them. You get incredible open rates. It's just a really great, slick offer, really nicely designed pages, all that stuff.
Yeah, and they help you a lot. A lot of you always you're struggling with, how do I sell this thing? How do I present this offer to potential clients, right? And so what I love about this is that they've made it super easy. The way, if any of you have watched our website episodes where we talk about, really all you have to do is go and grab their logo and slap it on there and like make it look nice and professional so that they have something that they can visualize already having, right? Like, "Oh, this already looks like my website. I can see it. It's right in front of me." Well, this is something they've provided for you that it's so easy to just go get their logo, put it on there, right? And then you can go and you show them that you've already done your homework. And it's something that they don't have to use their imagination. They can just really see it. And you look very professional, and you just go in there with your iPad or your laptop. You grab them for 5 minutes and say, "Hey, look what you can have right here." And it just makes you look so professional and prepared. So
Yep.
I love that about it. And they already have a lot of the promotions set up for you, that you don't have to, like, the customer doesn't really have to think about this. So it's a great business in a box. That's what I really like about it. And it's something very easy because it talking about unique offers, this is something where you're helping your clients with customer retention versus acquisition. So this is a very different offer that you could also stack with Upex or anything like that to get
Yep.
clientels and really just be a powerful one-stop shop as
Yep.
an agency.
Absolutely. And we want to give you guys ways to try these things out for free. So this is, if you go to the link ghl.pro/boomerang, it will bring you to a page where you can get a 14-day free trial, try this thing out. The pricing is really competitive too. For 3 locations, you get 249 per month. You can also white label this so your clients can log into your high level dashboard and just operate their rewards program directly through there. Or if you don't have high level yet, you just want to try this, you can watch that whole video we did with Mike and then get the trial. And you could operate this business totally outside of high level if you wanted to. And then every user after that is just 15 bucks. So this is one of those that does cost a little bit to scale, but it's a really low price compared to what you could offer this at, 297 a month or something for their digital rewards program. And then you're paying 15 bucks a month to Boomerang for that client, but you're making whatever 275, 274 on that sale every month recurring. So, and you don't have to do much after it's set up. These digital reward programs, it just runs. You give them the QR codes and everything that they put around their store. And then they're great with Boomerang's great with helping you with support and that kind of stuff. So it's a really great offer. Go check it out.
Jason, I do want us to just go through. I want you to take them through once they if y'all want to try this offer. We've had some people just comment on, like, it's not very direct, right? Like, to like find the free trial. So I
Yeah.
want you to take them through because you can get lost on the website. So let
Yeah.
me give you a full screen
Awesome. So if you
and
go
then
to
I'll
that,
take this off for a second.
there you go. So if you go to that link, you'll land on this page. And then what you can do is either sign up via Google. So if you have a Google account, you could just tap that. But there is a lot going on here. So there's going to be like book a demo, sign up now, that kind of stuff. If you just know you want to try it, you can either book the demo or you can hit sign up now. And then that will bring you to this page. And then all you have to do is click this registration up here. and then you just fill out your information here. There's no credit card required up front, I don't believe. Maybe it's on the next screen, but you can pick whichever one you want to try. So if you just want to start the lowest plan, the grow plan for 14 days and hit a registration, then it'll set you up an account and you can try it from there. But just go to ghl.pro/boomerang and then click on the login. It'll bring you to this page.
Okay, so just to be clear, you went there and then just make sure you go to registration if you
Mhm.
definitely want to try it. We are in talks with them to just try to get a cleaner, more direct free trial page for you guys, but I'm glad that
Yeah,
you showed them that.
yeah, exactly. I mean, you could do this book a demo thing or sign up now. It's just there's a few buttons on here, so some people get a little confused. Beautiful design, but if you're just trying to sign up, just make sure you click on the sign up now right here, and that's where you'll go.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I think that's a lot for today, but I think these are three really solid offers that you guys can go out and plug into your high level. Or if you want to use the last example of Boomerang, you can totally do this without high level. But either way, yep, UpX bonus is the UpX.
So UpX, the ads, right?
Yep.
Customer acquisition.
That's yep.
Boomerang is what we just talked about as far as client retention, customer retention. This is great for database reactivation. A lot of you talk about that and ask about that. This is fantastic for that. And then there's also CloseBot, which is basically it's like customer acquisition and customer. What is the word I'm looking for? Not management, but
Just closing with the bot. Customer, I don't know. Acquisition and disposition.
what
And
is it? Words that end in "tion." Ammunition, customer ammunition. What is it? What is a CRM? Customer retention management?
yeah,
Customer
yeah, CRM relationship. I don't know what word you're thinking of, but it does all of it.
mm.
It can do all of
Basically, this is your 365, 7 days a week.
it.
What am I what 3 of se
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
tired.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
been a
your
blast.
employee that never sleeps, has to go on break,
See
will man the phone,
see right
ask
now
all the questions.
we're tired because we've been doing this all day, but the bot would still be fresh and ready to go.
Doing exactly what you told it to do, like
Exactly.
verbatim, not
So
messing any of this up.
so the final thing I want to tell you guys is if you haven't tried high level yet, you can go to ghlfree.com and that will bring you to our landing page, which will give you a free 30-day trial to high level. You can see our smiling faces on here. Well, at least Wanetah's smiling. And that will bring you to this page. You can get a full trial of high level. Try it out for yourself. So everything today has a free trial. So you don't have to spend any money today to get started with any of this stuff. Try it out. High level is what runs basically our entire businesses. So we have multiple businesses under high level, one in the real estate space. We have obviously our affiliate business. We have people that pay for our SaaS, our software, people that pay for social media templates that we sell, all kinds of stuff, all can be run under that and unlimited other capabilities as well. So we highly recommend it. We love it. And give it a try. Go to ghlfree.com to do that.
Yes, and we so appreciate you guys. We love that you continue to comment and give us so much feedback on what you want to see next. Your questions are always really insightful and great and fantastic. And we do our best to at least guide you to the answer by via episode that we've already covered, or we make sure to notate that and just bring that to you next. So we really appreciate the support. And we love you guys. Go to ghlfree.com if you haven't already. And thank you for watching. Ooh,
Thank you
show
for
don't tell.
watching.
Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.